Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. We're here at 5th Cloud Expo. We're in New York City. We have Scott Morrison with us, CTO of Layer7 Technologies, and he tells me, and I can hear behind, there's been an awful lot going on at Cloud Expo. You guys have been announcing things every 5 minutes, Scott. What's going on?
Listen, Jeremy, it feels like that, and it's been an amazing few days here at the Cloud Expo. And I'm sorry you're not here if you're stuck, but honestly, next time you should come to this conference. We've done incredibly well with the number of delegates we've been getting and the level of interest. Layer7's got a couple of new product lines that we've just announced. The big umbrella term, we call it Cloud Span, and it consists of 3 different products. One is Cloud Connect, which is really a gateway into the cloud. It lets you facilitate access to getting out to SaaS providers. The other one is Cloud Protect. As you start to move applications out into the cloud, you want to protect them. And Cloud Protect is the way you do that. Think of it as a wrapper around your applications in an environment like Amazon's EC2, like Rackspace's cloud, or any infrastructure as a service provider kind of application. And then finally, Cloud Control. And Cloud Control is aimed at the providers themselves as they start to roll out more and more value-added services that actually need control, governance, security, visibility. Cloud Control is the solution for doing exactly that.
I like that. I like this to just summarize again. They always say, repeat, repeat, repeat. So Cloud Connect.
Exactly. So the umbrella term, the whole line is called Cloud Span, and it builds up on Layer7's maturity for about 8 years with the Secure Span product line. So now Cloud Span takes that stuff out into the cloud environment. So Cloud Span is made up of Cloud Connect, gets you out into the cloud. Cloud Protect protects your applications in the cloud. And finally, Cloud Control, which is what the providers use to actually control access to their services.
Now, there isn't Cloud Secure because it's implicit that it's Layer 7, therefore it is secure. Is it still a barrier for all the other vendors and you have cracked it in a special way?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, Layer 7 has been doing this, like I mentioned earlier, for 8 years. A lot of our customers are in the military, they're in the intelligence community, they're in banking, and they're in healthcare. These are the people that demand the highest levels of security. And we've got that maturity to actually take it out into the cloud and do it in a way that's been proven and it's actually being used, like I say, at the highest possible levels of security. That is implicit as part of Cloud Span.
Now, this is, it's not a new departure for you guys, but a lot of people would say Layer 7 SOA guys, right? So what happened? Where's this morphing come from? I remember that SOA, was it not going to be the face of this, the face of that? Is it still playing any kind of role?
Oh, listen, absolutely. Cloud gives SOA something to do.
That's nicely put.
Well, that's exactly it. A lot of people come and they think, well, the latest thing is cloud. Does that mean I turn my back on SOA? And that's ridiculous. We learned a lot in SOA. We learned what not to do, but we also learned what to do and what to do right. We shouldn't be turning our back on those absolutely valuable lessons. We should be learning from them and learning from the technology, but now taking it out into the cloud. Remember, all the major components of cloud are star as a service, whether it's platform, infrastructure, software. The service, again, is part of SOA. It's part of that philosophy of building services and effectively managing services, regardless of whether they're on-premise or out there in a cloud environment.
So, as you say, lessons were learned, taken on board, but you are one of the only people who have sat in this seat and said that at this conference.
Well, listen, that shows, I think, the maturity of companies like Layer7 who've been through the wars, quite literally. We've actually worked through this, figured out what the issues are with integration of security, integration of applications, integration of data, and realized that there is a lot of value there in this fundamental infrastructure. So cloud done as SOA makes a lot of sense.
I like that. I think we're going to be hearing that line more from people as they understand and realize that, and they're not Layer 7, and they probably need to figure that out.
Well, listen, Jeremy, I certainly hope so. And I think more and more we'll see that merging of minds and get the SOA camp and the cloud camp together, because really we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to do effective use of technology, and we're trying to leverage technology that we've already put a lot of investment into. And really that's the future for all of us.
And your whole notion of Cloud Span, I have a feeling that's going to catch on because the name is so good. What kind of timescale? Imagine, you've packaged together this offering. You've given it a great name. You've got a great reputation. Now my turn to do the three things. The third one is how long before you get market penetration in this? There's so much noise around cloud. So do you have to get the first implementation and then the recommendations and rinse and repeat? Is it slow work, or can you ramp up reasonably fast if it's really good?
I think it's going to be fast. I think there's an urgency happening right now. Everybody I'm talking to, regardless of whether they're in our industry and technology or peripherally connected with technology, like let's say, they're writers for technology or something like that, everybody's seeing the same thing, which is a year ago, during the nuclear winter, when the economy was really in shambles, things were really bad. But over the last 6 months or so, radical change. We had a blowout year last year at Layer 7. We made more money in 2009 than we've made in any year before. And quite frankly, our last quarter was even better in terms of, January over January over January, going back a number of years. And so what I am seeing, and I think, what this is pointing to, is a general resurgence in tech. I think there was a pent-up demand. I think the fact that the economy got knocked down stopped a lot of things. But the reality is this demand isn't going away. And people are suddenly realizing that technologies like cloud and technologies like cloud approached with a lot of the fundamental ideas of things like SOA make a lot of sense. And so I think things are going to move very fast. The technology that I'm talking about, the Cloud Span Line, Cloud Protect, Cloud Connect, and Cloud Control, all of these actually have precedents already within our own technology. We've been beta testing them with our customers. So this isn't vaporware. This is stuff that's out there right now. And as I mentioned, it's built on experience. It's built on a maturity of a lot of years. And that doesn't come easily. But we've actually been able to take it out into the cloud, make it relevant to the cloud. So bottom line is this. I think the cloud's going to move very, very fast. And I think when I'm sitting here next year in Javits again, and I'm fully anticipating that we'll be using all of Javits next year, the way things are going, because I've got to tell you, things, just looking at the number of people who are here at this conference, as opposed to some of the earlier ones, let's say a year ago, it's a phenomenal growth. And I think that'll continue. I think it'll continue not just for people coming to learn about things, but I think it'll be real implementations. And I think the vendors like ourselves that are coming up with real technologies, not just vaporware, but real things that you can use today, are going to reap great successes from all of it.
Now, you've enthused everyone on Earth now to scoot on over to the Layer 7 website. They've got to go to layer7tech.com, right?
That's exactly it. So www.layer7tech.com. And of course, my blog as well is scottmorrison.ulitzer.com.
Do these things. It's a great blog, and of course, it's a great website, the company website. Are you going to register cloudspan.com?
Oh, that's a good question. I've got to go. I've got something to do.
Sorry, guys. Thank you so much, Scott Morrison, for joining us here at 5th Cloud Expo. We'll see you at all the next Cloud Expos, and thank you for watching this out there on the World Wide Web.